All right, and welcome to episode 531 of the Grit to Greatness Endurance podcast. We're your hosts, coaches Rich Soares, April Spildy, and Lauren Brown, and we are on a mission to help endurance athletes train smarter, race stronger, and build the grit it takes to achieve greatness. That's right, we're full of strength. Welcome back, Coach April. We're glad that you're back with us. We missed you last week, but
I missed you guys
School
too.
was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed you guys
Congrats
on deck.
on a good.
Yeah, and thank you for that. We had 3 athletes, Kevin, Elizabeth, and Greg, and they all just kicked butt. They represented Team G to G well.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. Well, we are super proud of all of them and just the fact that we had another successful pool school. So congrats to you as well and all the other coaches. It was, I heard that everybody did so great. What was the average improvement?
It was close to 15% again. It was like 14.8. Yeah, with 8 people.
At 7,000 feet.
Yeah.
At 7,000 feet. Don't forget that.
No.
All right. Well, awesome. Well, guys, we have a great episode today. This is going to be one of those conversations that can genuinely change how you train and race. It is packed with insights that aren't just helpful. What am I saying? What we are going to be doing in this episode is we are going to be busting the biggest myths about training camps that keep athletes stuck in and on the sidelines. Things thinking like, I'm not fast enough for a training camp, or training camps are just for elite athletes, or I'll just get dropped on the ride or the run, or it's too expensive. All of those things are myths. We are going to bust them all open, and we can't wait for you to join us in this conversation. Coach Lauren and Coach April, you guys ready to get gritty and bust some myths?
Always ready.
Rich, when I saw the vibe here, I was like, this speaks to the nerd in me. Thank you, good sir.
Yeah, I was just like, I know that April's just going to love this theme. So myth busting. You guys like Mythbusters? You ever watch Mythbusters?
I used to watch that a lot. Yes.
Did you have a favorite episode?
No,
I can't remember off the top of my head a favorite episode. It was definitely like a period of time though where I was always watching that.
Yeah, it was always fun. Just the engineering that went into some of these, like it was it had to be a pretty expensive set, you know?
Oh, no kidding, right?
I never thought about that part of it.
I'm sure it was pretty. I mean, they're blowing a lot of stuff up. They can't be cheap.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's roll into it with our announcements. I'm going to hand it off to Coach April.
Yes, we are super excited to share with you all that we have an events page. So if you haven't checked out our website recently over at grittogreatnessendurance.com, we have a new events calendar where you can see all the things in one place that we have going on in Grit to Greatness land. First up is our next Velocity event, which is Saturday, March 7th. We have Coach Rich's Stairway to Heaven. Sir, you've got to explain a little bit more behind that. Just a little sneak peek of this claim for Saturday's ride.
I'm just trying to make a stairway sound appealing, because I got to tell you, if you see the workout that we're going to do, the stair up the grade ladder and the stair down the grade ladder, the heaven will be on the way down, I think, is my guess. So
I love it.
So it is a stairway to heaven, but you got to go to hell first.
You got to climb to hell. I love it. Yeah, that is a way to play it. That is good. So please check that out. You can join us for these group rides every week with our coaches, Coach Rich, Lauren, and myself. You can also give a 2-week free trial a chance. We want to share that with you and want you to check it out. So we have 3 live classes per week right now. We have Saturdays at 8 a.m. Mountain Time, 90 minutes with Coach Rich. And then we have Tuesdays at 6 a.m. Mountain Time. That is 60 minutes with Coach Lauren. Her ride style is focused on triathlon or getting an aero. And then if you like to get really gritty, you can join me Thursdays at 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 60 minutes of mountain bike focused riding. We just did one called The Dirt Whisperer last week. It was cowboy country music themed. I did not get the chance to get a cowboy hat, but I promise if I do one of these again, it's definitely going down because it was a whole vibe. So you can join now monthly, all access to 3 live classes per week plus replays. We are starting with $79 a month. Grit to Greatness ambassadors, we want you to talk to your coach about a discount, and you can subscribe. We have the link here in our show notes, as well as go to our events page. Over to you, Lauren.
All right, I'm gonna throw one extra announcement in there. If anybody's watching this on our YouTube channel, I'm rocking our Grit to Greatness run tee, and our store, our Zoot store, is open. The link will be maybe in the show notes. It's definitely in our link in our bio on Instagram. So check it out. There is a lot of great Grit to Greatness gear. It's a lot of G's right there. So wear your green, and that store is open until March 15th. So definitely check it out because you want to look like one of the cool kids on the race course rocking our gear. Next announcement, on March 24th, we're hosting our free webinar. We have a webinar the third Tuesday, typically the third Tuesday of the month. And this month's topic is on one of the most underrated performance makers in endurance racing, hydration and nutrition. Some might call that the fourth leg of the sport, right? So we'll teach you how to determine your sweat rate across different temperatures and intensities, how to figure out the sodium concentration of your sweat, and how to replace those electrolytes effectively on race day. Plus, we're going to break down your carbohydrate needs and introduce the concept of metabolic flexibility. So if you want to take the guesswork out of fueling, mark your calendars for March 24th and join our webinar.
Did you guys ever see the Martian? The movie The Martian?
No. I haven't, and I'm like kicking myself because I know it's a good movie. Matt Damon?
Yeah. So he's a botanist who is stuck on Mars. I won't do the whole spoiler alert, but he figures out, well, I'm a scientist, so I'm going to science the shit out of this. We're going to science the shit out of nutrition.
I didn't know where that was going. I was like green. I'm thinking green.
We're bringing the green Grit to Greatness gear, was the nice, that was the appetizer. That was awesome. Yeah. Well done. Yeah, no, please join us. It's going to be, I really enjoy this topic. I think we're going to all learn something. If you were at our team meeting, you had homework and you're going to show up with you're going to show up with some information that we can use to calculate your sweat rate. If you weren't at our team meeting, here's the teaser, show up at the webinar. All right. Awesome. Anything else, guys? We get to roll into the main set here, if you will. All right. Let's roll. So our question of the week this week is, from the athlete's perspective here, I've always thought training camps were really for really fast or advanced athletes. I'm a middle of the pack at best, and I'm scared I'll get dropped or hold everyone back. How do I know if a camp is actually right for my level, and what should I look for so I don't end up in over my head? So today, folks, we are going to take you on an inside a real triathlon training camp and busting the biggest myths that keep athletes from saying yes to a game-changing experience. We hear the same fears over and over again. I'm not fast enough. I'll get dropped. I'm not ready. It'll be a suffer fest. It's too intimidating. So today, pulling these myths apart using real examples, and we're also going to use this to talk a little bit about the 2026 Boulder Triathlon Training Camp that we're going to have right here, June 25th to the 27th, because we want you to know how it is geared to welcoming athletes of all abilities. And actually, probably the less, that you are an elite, probably the more you're going to get out of it, frankly. in terms of social connection and what you're going. I mean, your learning curve is just going to be amazing. So if you've ever wondered whether a camp is right for your level, your goals, or your season, this episode is going to give you the clarity and confidence. And by the end, you might just start picturing yourself out there at the res with us, or out there on the bike path, or on the run trails. And Bobby McGee, can't wait for you to see us in June. I'm going to hand it off to Coach April to go to myth number 1.
I love this, Rich. I think that was such a great way to lead into how powerful training camps can be, especially with the mindset of growth, right? So we are going to talk about our first myth, which I have said to myself in the past when I was learning all about triathlon and before I became a coach. There was things that would go through my head as far as doubts, right? This one being our first myth: I'm not fast enough for a training camp. Let me bust this myth for you. Our camps are built around learning, not racing, not competing with each other. We are here to support one another, for everyone to have a fun and safe and successful time, which is exactly why your camp opens with our swim mechanics and open water skills workshop at the Boulder Reservoir. So we are going to take our first day, which I'm so excited about because the reservoir is a great place to spend time and learn these mechanics, but also have this beautiful backdrop. Athletes are going to start with controlled coach-led swim sessions, meeting you right where you are. You're going to get individualized cues and corrections. Speed is not a part of the equation. And our open water swim workshop includes how to effectively turn around buoys. This was actually my favorite thing of our camp last year, Rich, was learning how to do different buoy turns and do that together as a group. It was so much fun. How to properly sight and get comfortable building drills at your own pace. We also have a transition clinic, and this is for all levels. Again, we can all learn how to better be more efficient at our transition skills. And everybody starts as a beginner at some point. So I guarantee you're going to learn something new, regardless of where you are at in your triathlon journey. This day especially is intentionally designed to make sure every athlete feels successful.
And I want to go back real quick to the comment you made about the backdrop, because I just posted photos on our Instagram and Facebook from last year's training camp. And I had to put a comment in there of like, this view should make you just want to join, because it looks like it was photoshopped. And I promise you all, it wasn't. It's actually the view. So like, go over to our Instagram at G2G Endurance and look at the post, because it's stunning.
I'll give a photo shout out cred to, thank you, Lauren. That was Peter that took those photos too. So thank you for that, saying that. I'm going to share that with him.
Oh, Peter, amazing job. Like beautiful. So on to myth number 2, but I did have to just shout that out because I was like, man, I cannot wait to be there. So, all right. So myth number 2 is that camps are only for elites or super fit athletes. This is far from the truth, right? The purpose of the camp is to help every athlete level up, especially those training for their first big race. So that's the truth. And when you come to our training camp, you're going to be immersed in bike handling skills, right? You're going to have riding formations, descending techniques benefit newer athletes the most. And I'm going to say descending techniques benefit newer athletes. They benefit every single athlete. The more that you get exposed to it, whether it's descending, whether it's riding in a pack, if it's riding with wind, all of these things, you will become stronger when you do them over and over again. And what better way to do it than when you are surrounded by coaches and other athletes who you are learning alongside. You're also going to experience climbing work, like a climbing workshop, which is instruction first, not a test. So it's not who can climb the fastest, who can pump out the most power. It's, again, this is all about skill development, not racing while we are in the camp. There's also going to be SAC support and coach floaters to ensure that nobody rides alone. So don't worry about that either. These are skills, again, even advanced athletes wish they learned sooner.
Yeah, that's awesome. These are gold. You guys are killing it. Myth number 3, a camp is just a sufferfest of huge mileage. Well, some camps might be, not this one. And I'll even say, last year's camp was sort of centered around preparing folks for Boulder 70.3. That is not what we're actually going for here. We will have group rides, we will have group runs, but we aren't trying to lay down massive mileage. This is going to be a lot more skill focused. Our longest rides might be 90 minutes to 2 hours, not 3.5 hours to 4, followed by a 40-minute run. That's not what we're going for at this time. So yeah, it's going to be structured. And each day is going to, include some, racing rehearsal type workouts as well. But the bigger focus is going to be around technique, pacing, fueling, not just how much you can endure. The hydration and nutrition that we're going to be talking about in the webinar, we're going to be applying that. You're going to be really being conscious about your fueling and hydration when we are out there training and making sure that it's personalized to you. And then every day we'll close with some coaching tips and discussion to debrief, reset, and make sure that you've got the key takeaways that we intended for you to have. This is not just value on the day. This is going to be value to take away.
Beautifully said. And it leads us to busting the myth on number 4 here. I'll get dropped. Listen, we are very conscious of making sure that everybody is supported and that everybody has a great day, great couple of days. So let me put that to rest. You are not going to get dropped. You will not be alone. We're going to make sure that we have groups based on where we're at. So pace and also the route itself, making sure that you're seated in where is going to make the most sense. I'll tell you, last year we did Team Grit and Team Great, and I was part of Team Grit, and us ladies had a blast. While the Team Great also did have a great time too. They were riding up high grade, but we did a couple loops around Chatfield, and it was just a lot of fun. We got to hang out together. Everybody stayed together. We even bunny hopped a rattlesnake because snakes seemed to follow me around for some reason. But yeah,
and you had the skill.
I did. I learned the skill from jumping water bottles in the parking lot at Chatfield and literally had to do the same thing on the road. So it matters, and we will make sure you are taken care of here. So again, we have our swim groups by comfort level, bike groups by pace and route, run groups by target race pace, and our coaches will be positioned throughout these sessions. The entire layout will prevent any feeling or actuality of being alone. So we've got you covered.
Sweet. This leads us to myth number 5, which speaks to my heart because this lends itself to the idea of community making camps not intimidating, right? So myth number 5 is that camps are intimidating, and I totally get it. I know that feeling can kind of suck if you think you're going into a situation where you don't know anyone and maybe you're not really experienced. And again, going back to what we were saying earlier about like having doubts. So it can make it feel intimidating. Maybe you're traveling to a new location, but you are traveling to us. And we are so excited to welcome athletes and right? Come on, guys. Probably going to go in for a hug. You're going to be like family by the time you leave. But so myth number 5 is that camps are intimidating. And the truth is that our camp intentionally builds community right from the start, right on day 1. So every athlete's going to come in. You'll get a welcome kit. There's going to be social time each day where you'll get to interact with each other, with other athletes, with coaches, with our special guests. So there will be a special guest on day 1. You're going to have an opportunity for coaching Q&A. So absolutely ask questions if you have them. If you prefer to sit and listen to other people's questions and answers, that's absolutely okay. And we will have friendly transition competitions and guided practice, because at the end of the day, it is still fun sometimes to throw in a little friendly competition. And by that point, everyone's going to, again, be like, we're going to be one big happy family by then. So it's going to be tons of fun. And the vibe, again, it is connection, not comparison.
Yeah, I love that. I had this flashback, April, about Max doing the magic trick in the parking lot. And we were just all like, we have to post that. That should be a reel that
Yes.
we put out there, because that was like such a moment. I will. Oh yeah. And just the surprise on one of the campers' faces when they like realized what was happening, it was like, it's priceless. It's like the best. But this whole intimidating conversation also made me think. So I did a San Siego camp. San Siego, if you don't know, is Craig Alexander Crowey's company. Craig Alexander, professional Ironman world champion, has this camp in Boulder, and I attend, and we have a pool day. And one of the things that we're going to do is learn how to draft. And he was a coach. He was not participating. I mean, he was actually participating in the rides and stuff like that. And I expected, like, if he did participate in this, he was going to get in like the lane with the fastest people. He didn't. He jumped in our lane, and I had to follow Craig Alexander in a drafting. The poor guy had to stop mid-length to put his feet down to wait for me. Talk about intimidating. So listen, we've all been there, done that. We've always felt, everyone's like tried to compare themselves to somebody else. The reason I mention this is you just got to let that stuff go. It's not important. Just enjoy it. And I mean, I learned so much in that camp. It was so worthwhile. That little moment of, oh my gosh, what's happening here? Turned out to be a great learning experience. So don't let these things scare you. They should just inspire you. I won't know what to do in transitions is myth number 6. Hey, maybe you don't know what to do in transitions. Great. That means you're in the perfect spot for us, because we're going to teach you how to set up your transition. We're going to teach you how to execute that perfect exit from the water to getting on the bike in the least amount of time. We're going to take all of the unnecessary steps out of it, all of the junk that's in your transition area that doesn't need to be there. We're going to be there just throwing stuff out that you don't need. I'm just kidding. We're going to make it really simple for you, make it really easy, make it lots of fun. We're going to do the same thing on the bike to run transition, and how to get off on a run on the right foot at the right pace on race day. So again, myth number 6, I won't know what to do in transition. You may not know now, but busted, you will when you're done.
And you're going to have the biggest smile on your face, because the efficiency that you gain and the confidence too. So that's that growth mindset, right? Maybe I don't know now, but I will, and it's going to make me a better athlete. And that leads us to myth number 7. You might have this belief that you need to be in peak shape before camp. That's wrong. We don't want you to feel like you have to be at this level of perfection, or this maxim that you've put up in your mind that this is who shows up to these things, is they got to look this way, sound this way, act this way. No, we want you coming as you are. You're going to be very much welcome in our space. Our goals are to build community and to help have fun and build confidence. So camps really do build fitness, and we don't need you to show up already polished. We want you to come in with that growth mindset. Day 1 will be focused on technique and comfort. Day 2 will be skills and strengths. And day 3 will be all about efficiency and race readiness. So this progression is really focusing on meeting all of our athletes where they are and helping you move forward.
And it's so important to think about too, that every athlete attending has a different race calendar. So everyone's going to be at different points, right? Like you have different things that you're focusing on. So we would never expect everyone to show up and be at peak condition or at the beginning of their season. It's like we're all meeting the athletes where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it's beautiful. Myth number 8, I'm worried I'll get injured. So the truth is, our camp prioritizes mechanics, mobility, and controlled skill building, right? So again, you're not coming into this going into a race or going all out and training hard. It's about mechanics, moving your body properly, and learning the things that you need to help you execute better in training and in racing. So you'll experience on day 3, for example, when we're focusing on run mechanics workshop, there'll be a run gait analysis, descending practical, so safe form, not focusing just on speed, and then mobility sessions built into warm-ups, which that is, I think, one of the most underutilized things that runners do is not focus on mobility during their warm up and getting their nervous system, their neuromuscular system ready for the work ahead. So, super important. Athletes are going to leave more durable than when they arrived.
Love that. Yeah, and if you do have something that you're worried about getting injured, right? Maybe you're coming with a pre-existing condition, not to sound all, insurance like on you. If you have something that you're worried about, let us know when you get there. We'll make sure that you sign the waiver. No, of course. But we'll take good care of you. We're going to make sure that anything can be modified. We did a lot of that in last year's camp. We made modifications for pretty much everything. So just let us know what your needs are there. Myth number 9: camps are just expensive vacations. Listen, if you're going to go and sign up for a camp in Hawaii and you're going to be at one of those luxury hotels and all of that, yes, it's going to be an expensive vacation. That is not what we are offering. We really want this to be an affordable thing that, like, it makes sense. Like, this is a reasonable investment for what you'll take away from this. And what I mean by that is, think about any other opportunity that you would have to really, carve it. Like, what would you pay to carve everything else out, block everything out, and just do adult recess for a few days here where you are really just investing in yourself? Think about the return on that time. Like, name a single day that you could get that much out of it in terms of social connection, expert instruction from multiple Ironman certified, Ironman UTA certified coaches, all of the other experience and certifications that we're bringing from USA Triathlon and other places. Where are you going to get that degree of training and that, like, really, like, I mean, think about, like, this is going to be an awesome training block. The bump that you're going to get from this, it's almost not, you almost can't compare it to really any other kind of training week that you could possibly have, because so much will come together. Coaching with experts, mechanic announce, your analysis of your run form and swim form, nutrition and support and race strategy rehearsals that honestly will help, prevent costly race day mistakes. And then obviously, getting all of your questions answered, and all of the other personal things that you need, personalized takeaways that you need to have for you and your needs. So ROI is amazing. It's not, we're not going to take you to Hawaii and charge you $3,000. In fact, we're even going to try to get some reduced housing by getting some at least 1 or 2 houses so that we can keep the cost down, so you're not paying for expensive hotels.
All right. Myth number 10. I was thinking of going in order, and I'm like, that's me, guys. Sorry. All right. Myth number 10. Final myth that we are going to cover is I'll feel out of place. And again, this is what I was touching on a little bit before, that your camp closes with community, not just training. So this is invaluable from a training perspective, but how awesome that you are building relationships with people that also, after the camp, you can cheer them on at their races too. Like, that's also going to be a fun butterfly effect from this. There's going to be coaching Q&A. There will be social time. And then we will also wrap up with camp awards, which is just going to be fun and encouraging, and a way to really tie the entire weekend up with a nice bow. And hopefully we get to see some of you guys listening to this there and meet in person.
Awesome. Guys,
Love
that was
that.
great. What a fun, myth busting episode. The only thing I wish we had is like some like a really expensive set where we could have like, done all this stuff,
Blown up a
and
couple
like blown
things.
everything up. Yeah, that'd been great.
I'll add in here real quick too that I think our camp last year was one of the most important things that happened for us to solidify grit to greatness, endurance in our team as a community, and really gave us a lot of that foundation to show like we care and we want everyone to have a good time. We want everyone to learn. I know I learned as a coach a lot of wonderful things from that experience. So this also leveled us up as well. So we're excited for what 2026 is going to deliver. And I will add with the awards. These awards are not for the fastest, strongest, smartest, smoothest swimmer, cyclist, or runner, right? These awards are focused around highlighting the athletes who showed the most encouragement, were the most supportive, who were the best team players. So we want to put that out there too, that we're not competing for time here. We are literally acknowledging those who helped with making this an unforgettable experience.
Yeah. Showing those grit values.
Grit values, exactly. Love that, Rich. Okay. We did a ton of myth busting together, and I'm going to peel back the onion a little bit because these myths didn't just come out of nowhere, right? I guarantee that one of us, if not all of us, have experienced this going into a training camp. So we're going now into our fun segment on training camp confessions. This is where I'm going to ask you all a question, and you're going to give me an honest yes or no. And if it's a yes, please do give me a little bit more of a backstory of what happened. Are you guys okay with that?
Totally perfect.
Game faces are on. Let's do this. Okay. All right. Confession number 1. I pretended I knew the route on the bike and then I got lost. Has this happened to you?
Yes. On a race, took the wrong turn and realized it about 2 miles later. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And this is sprint distance. I'll never make that up, So I've done it. Pay attention.
I've made wrong turns on a bike course at a race. Yes. I was going to say, I'm like, no, I have, but I've definitely went past the turns and been yelled at like, no, wrong way. I've actually went the wrong way on the run even because I was like distracted by my family and I was trying to tell them something and everyone's like, you're going the wrong way. And I'm like, what? They're going the wrong way. This is that Eagle man. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, it's such a feeling. Oh,
yeah.
That happened to me at my first triathlon, first ever sprint. And I went the wrong way so far that I got halfway through because I was a back of the packer and there wasn't a lot of support either. So I didn't know it until I had the leader literally meet me halfway and be like, oh no. So I ended up having to DNF my first sprint triathlon because I went that far off course. So confession. Mistake.
Learning. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Well, it happened to all 3 of us. So.
Yep.
Love that. All right. Confession number 2. I showed up to swim without something critical like goggles or a swim cap.
This was at a sprint try and I ended up getting it, but I was literally at the start line. And I was like, I don't have my goggles. And then I ran back to my car. This is how flustered I was when I first started racing. I went back to my car. My car was parked on a main road. My passenger side where I was originally getting all my stuff, everything was just wide open. The door was just completely open. I'm like, I didn't even shut my car door.
That's something I would do.
Totally. Like, that happened to me twice. Another time when I was at a race, I got back to my car and the whole trunk was like, and I had a hatchback. The whole trunk of my Jeep was just open. I was like, what is wrong? I need to calm down on race morning. Right. So yeah, I did get to the swim start without my goggles.
it's gonna be your job, April, to supervise Lauren when she's here in Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Shut the doors.
Just teasing. I'm just teasing. No,
I
I've
make
done
the
that
same
too.
mistakes. Yeah.
Boulder 70.3. I'm walking up to the transition area with my bag on my back, and I'm talking to somebody, and all of a sudden, it just occurred to me, and my mouth went dry. Did not pack a pair of goggles. I don't like. How did I like miss that? Like, but then like, how does it just all of a sudden occur to me as I'm walking into the transition area? It's like, really? Fortunately, somebody was there, who said, "Hey, I don't know how bad these leak, but you're welcome to use them." It worked. I made it work. So thank you to whoever that was.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've forgotten goggles or a swim cap. I'm trying to think if I forgot really anything critical. I know that I have been guilty of the one of the things I'm going to ask later on, which I'll go into more. But I haven't missed things, but I'll talk about later what I have done.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, I'll skip to that one so we can get to it. Okay. So, confession, I have packed way too much for my camper race.
I've never really worried that I was overpacked with like that. I was like, oh my God, I have too much stuff. But I mean, I've packed like multiple wetsuits, garbage bags in case it rains, even though rain's not in the forecast. And like, I don't think anything out of the ordinary. Like not like 3 helmets or something. I've brought 2 helmets before though.
I think I've packed gear and maybe used half of it sometimes. I mean, I'm an overpacker, and I'm like, I'll get to the end of the vacation. I'm like, well, I didn't use that or that or that or that or that or that or that. I guess I just fold them right back up and just put them back in the bag.
Yes. Okay. Let me clarify here. I think it's good to be prepared, but I will say I have overpacked at a transition. So I've been one of those people that had way too much crap going on under my bike that I didn't need, but because of anxiety or stress or the unknown, kept it there and be like, oh, this just made a total mess. So I've thankfully gotten much, much better at that. But I have been one of those people that will take everything in the kitchen sink to the venue. All right.
You're one of those big beach blankets, right?
Yeah. No, I've gotten so much better though, Rich. I think learning from you, honestly, over our 4 races that we did last year, I've gotten so much better at scaling down to what I actually need. So I'm really proud of that. So I have you to thank for that.
Well, that's good. I went through my garage to get all, find all, like how much crap do I really have anymore? And I found at one point I bought a small little inflatable pool that you could put water in for your feet, and you have it in your transition area. I never ever, like when I got that thing in the mail and I actually looked at it and blew it up, I'm like, am I really going to be that guy? It was pretty funny.
I hope you kept that though, because that's a treasure.
Yeah.
All right. I got 2 more for you guys here. Okay. Confession. This will be number 4. I have tried to look strong on the bike climb and then completely blew up.
I don't know that I've ever like really blown up. I think I'm more just like, I'm so nervous about the downhill. So I'm just like really grateful when I'm climbing.
Oh,
this has happened to me plenty of times. Same camp, San Siego camp, riding up left-hand canyon toward behind. I'm actually riding with Crowy and a couple other guys. And I'm like, I'm actually keeping up with Crowy. Little did I realize he was in like zone 0.5, and like after like 5 miles, all of a sudden it was just like, he just rode away. And I'm like, there's just nothing I could do about it. I was just like, he was just gone. I'm like,
hi.
That's a humble pie. I totally understand that feeling. I'm trying to think if I've blown up in a group. I haven't blown up in a group, but I've definitely blown up on some mountain bike races. And it's not fun. Not fun, especially when you have to try and descend after getting blown up. It's like it takes all your mental focus. Last one for y'all, and this one is a bit emotional and mental right now. So confession number 5, I compared myself to another athlete and regretted it.
I don't know that I've ever like done that and regretted it. I mean, I will say I've been swayed by another athlete when I didn't have the intention of doing it. So like I was doing a sprint race last year for fun. I was like, this is going to be my like low key. I'm not really like, this is a C race. But it was a race I do all the time. So it's a race that I know the course. I swim there all the time. And one of the girls that I'm always like this back and forth, like I beat her at Jersey State. And then at this race, I guess I was in second place and she was in third. And like, she came up behind me. She's like, let's go get first place. I was like, I really don't want to. And I tried to stay with her, but I was like, not happening at all. I was like, you go get her. I'm just gonna stay right. I picked it up a little bit, but then I was like, no, I don't have that in me right now.
I've got your 6. I'll be back here.
Yeah. Like, that was the one where I was like, you know what? Bye. You're going really fast.
Yeah. So I'm trying to keep up with somebody who you can't. It's not a winning situation. I got to tell you,
flying past me right now. Like I'm not. There's no way.
It's pretty funny. This is actually pretty relevant because a couple weeks ago we had Bill Plock on the show, and Bill was talking about our first encounter, how we first met, and that was at Ironman Cozumel in 2011. And he says that he saw me at the airport or in Cozumel, and he was kind of sizing me up. And I didn't confess this at the time, but I was sizing him up too. And the truth is, you guys want to know how this really went down? We should have talked about this. This guy had more mechanicals than I can imagine, and he still beat me. So, he was definitely a Kona qualifier level athlete. He's a pretty fast runner. He was a good cyclist, and I could not keep up with Bill back then. So that's my confession.
Rich, thank you for sharing that. I didn't know the other side of the story. I hope Bill listens to this. Okay, good.
Yeah,
okay, good.
Bill knows he beat me. Bill knows how many mechanicals he had. Yeah, this guy. I mean, honestly, it was crazy. I can't believe like a cleat that came off, and then a crank that wasn't working, and brakes. I don't know.
You know what though? Like, you were the competition he was looking for to kick him in the butt to go hard.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't have done so well.
Exactly. I'm dead serious. I believe that. I gotta beat this other guy.
That's right, Bill. Yeah, it was all because of me, Bill. Sorry.
Yeah. You can thank me later. I'll throw mine in here real quick. I think that when I did my first 70.3, it was in Galveston, and I definitely had a lot of this going on, imposter syndrome, whatever you want to call it. Comparing myself and asking if I was ready for this, or I don't look like a lot of these folks, whatever you want to call it, right? So when I was on my way up to the pier where you jump off into the bay, my mom and my sister were like walking alongside me because they had the VIP, and it was really cool because they helped keep me centered, right? And then I just told myself, you know what, April, who cares? You're here, you trained for this. And I was like, I'm going to have a blast. So I decided to do a cannonball off the pier. And the minute that I got in the water, I was just like, we're going, let's go. And it just, all of that went away and it felt amazing. So that would be my challenge for when you're dealing with comparing yourself, is look for an opportunity of either finding that gratitude, like, hey, I made it, I'm here, I'm thankful to be here. Or look for an opportunity to have some fun, laugh at yourself, laugh at the situation, what it is, right? And find something to find joy. So I wanted to share that because that actually really did change the whole outlook of that race. It's just like, okay, well, I got a picture of it of me jumping off doing a cannonball too. And it was just a blast. Awesome. So yeah.
The next time I get anxious, I'm just going to think of doing a cannonball.
I love that, Rich. Please. So, if you are listening,
cannonball during the camp.
Yeah, it's going to happen. We love swimming. We're going to cannonball, right? So if you're
Come to
listening
the
and
camp.
thinking, yeah, come to the camp. Wow, I've done half of these things. Congratulations. You are officially qualified to attend a training camp because the truth is, camps aren't about perfection. We're here to learn, laugh, and get a little better together.
It's awesome. Guys, camp is going to be amazing. Please bring all of your vulnerabilities and fears and hopes and dreams. We're going to really rock your world. And all of our sponsors are coming out of the woodwork to help support this. Speaking of our fabulous sponsors, we are going to have plenty of Vespa on tap, not on tap, but in pouches. And let's give a shout out to this amazing company and that product. Vespa Power Endurance helps you tap into steady, clean energy so that you can stay strong, focused, and in the zone longer. Vespa is not a fuel; it is a liquid, but it is a metabolic catalyst that helps shift your body from burning sugar to burning fat. And you are going to feel the difference when you are in that fat burning zone and that, kind of that fat burning mode. You just think more clearly. You have, you're going to be able to get further with less, gels and other carbohydrates. And people just, report feeling more focused and confident when they are using Vespa. Just, I haven't found an exception to this yet, right? So we've got a great deal here. You can get 15% off of any order using our code G2G Vespa 15. There's a link here in the show notes. Use that and you'll thank us later. We will also have plenty, like I said, at the camp. So you don't have to bring your own, just bring yourself and we'll take care of you. Guys, what a great episode. I so enjoyed myth busting with you. Listeners, thanks for spending time with us today on the Grit to Greatness Endurance podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow us and leave a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts and YouTube. It helps us reach more athletes just like you. Stay gritty, train smart, keep chasing greatness, and we will see you next week.